Make an entry point on the tip of greater trochanter with the cannulated awl. Assemble the 20/17 mm protection sleeve, 16.5/3.2 mm guide pin sleeve, and the drill guide at the insertion point and insert the assembly. Remove the trocar, insert the threaded guide pin through the protection sleeve and the guide pin sleeve. Remove the guide pin sleeve. Drill through the 20/17 mm protection sleeve and ream the medullary cavity. Remove the protection sleeve and the guide pin. Whether to ream the medullary cavity or not is decided by the fracture classification. Insert guide pin with ball tip along the cannulated guide pin inserter. Ream the medullary canal with soft reamer over the guide pin with ball tip by 1 mm increment until feeling the soft reamer obviously rubbing the cortex. Connect the Navigator PFA nail and nail handle using the connection screw, and then tighten it by polyaxial hex wrench. When inserting the Navigator PFA nail manually, twisting the nail with slight hand movements can make an easier insertion. If necessary, connect the sliding mass for targeting bar and the targeting bar with handle, and then gently blow with the hammer on the targeting bar to support the insertion of the Navigator PFA nail. Assemble the proximal targeting device with screw with the nail handle and fix them firmly. Assemble the 16/11 golden protection sleeve, 11/3.2 golden drill sleeve, 3.2 golden trocar together, and M16 x 1.5 L locking nut. Insert the golden assembly by the mark on the aiming arm. Rotate the locking nut to enable the protection sleeve to touch the lateral cortex and lock with the aiming arm. Remove the trocar. Insert a new 3.0 threaded guide pin through the 11/3.2 golden drill sleeve into the bone. Verify both direction and position under image intensifier in AP and lateral view. Use the depth gauge to determine the length of the required blade. Carefully remove the 11/3.2 golden drill sleeve without changing the position of the guide pin. Insert the 11 mm cannulated drill over 3 mm guide wire until stop to open the lateral cortical bone. Set the measured stop on the 11 mm cannulated step drill to fix the drill stop in the corresponding position. The correct length is read on the side of the drill stop towards the tip of the drill bit. Drill using step drill over guide wire until the stop. The Navigator PF blade is provided in a locked state. Assemble the blade inserter with the selected Navigator PFA blade. The Navigator PFA blade is unlocked during this procedure and makes the Navigator PFA blade ready to implant. Insert the blade over the 3 mm guide pin through the protection sleeve. Slightly punch the blade inserter using the hammer. Check the position of Navigator PFA blade with C-arm before locking the PFA blade. Turn the blade inserter clockwise until the Navigator PFA blade is locked. Then remove the blade inserter. Press the button on the aiming arm to remove protection sleeve and locking nut. Remove the aiming arm. Assemble the distal aiming arm with a nail handle. On the distal part of the aiming arm, the elliptical hole can achieve both dynamic locking and static locking. Inserting the screw distally can achieve dynamic compression effect. The static locking effect can be achieved when inserting locking screw obliquely through the hole or when inserting locking screw proximally. Take the inclined locking for instance. Insert preloaded distal drill sleeve, including green 11/8 mm protection sleeve, green 8/4 mm drill sleeve, and green 4 mm trocar. Remove the green trocar and use the 4 mm drill bit to drill through both cortex. Determine the length of locking screw by using depth gauge. Insert the locking screw over the protection sleeve with a large hexagonal screwdriver. Remove the protection sleeve and the aiming arm. Use the hexagonal screwdriver to loosen the connecting screw and then remove the nail handle. Guide the cannulated end cap to the proximal end of the nail with cannulated hex screwdriver. Use locking nut long to connect distal guide bar connector to distal guide bar. The length hole of the distal guide bar is determined by the length of the nail, which is confirmed before the nail insertion. Connect the above-mentioned assembled devices to the handle and tighten with locking nut, short. Connect distal targeting device onto distal guide bar with locking nut, long. Insert 8.1/6 mm drill sleeve into the top targeting hole, then remove the trocar. Insert the 6 mm drill bit over drill sleeve to the bone surface. Drill until the drill bit penetrates the near cortex, then remove drill bit. Use 6 mm flat drill to remove the scraps on the upper surface of the nail. Drill until the tip of the flat drill reaches the nail. It can be judged by gentle hitting to the flat drill. Then remove the flat drill. Insert T-shape alignment rod and fasten with fixture block. Insert the distal locking screw and end cap in the same way. Insert the cannulated hexagonal wrench along the guide pin, rotate, and remove the end cap. Insert lag screw extractor and turn it counterclockwise with gentle pressure to the end of the blade. Extract the blade by the sliding hammer. Connect nail extractor with a Navigator PFA nail. After connecting nail extractor with a Navigator PFA nail, use solid screwdriver to remove the distal locking screw. Extract the nail by applying gentle sliding with sliding hammer.